Hey everyone, welcome to Excel Insider. In this tutorial, I'll show you 6 easy ways to check if a cell is blank in Excel using Microsoft Excel 365. Let's get started. For this tutorial, I'm using a list of names with their statuses. Some statuses are filled and some aren't. Let's find the blank ones and mark them. In first method, we will check if a cell is empty using ISBLANK function and display a clear status with the help of if function. IsBlank returns true if the cell is empty, and if returns one value if a condition is true and another if false. Let's see how it works. First, in a helper cell of your choice, in this case, I'll choose C2, type this formula. Let's break it down. In this formula, IsBlank checks if cell B2 is empty. If IsBlank returns true, the formula shows not updated. If IsBlank returns false, the formula shows updated. Press enter. Drag down to autofill. And there it is. Now you will easily see which statuses are missing and which are already filled. Here's a quick tip. If you're not interested in flagging the blank cells, then you can just filter them. Here's how to do it. First, select the whole dataset. Head to Data tab. In Sort and Filter section, click on Filter. Head to Status Header, click on down arrow, unselect all, and just choose the blanks. Click OK. This will only show you the blank statuses. Let's check the next method. In second method, we will compare the cell directly to an empty string to see if it's blank by using if function with direct comparison. Here's how to do it. In any empty cell of your choice, type this formula equals if. In the first argument, I'll set a condition which is cell B2 equals empty string, comma, in the second argument, I'll set the value if the condition is true. Status missing, comma, in third argument, I will set the value if the condition is false. Status provided. Close the bracket and press enter. Double click on the autofill handle to fill the rest. Your data now clearly shows which statuses are missing and which statuses are provided. Let's explore the third method. In third method, we will use the len function to see if a cell's text length is 0 and mark it with if function. Len returns the number of characters in a cell. Let's give it a try. For this formula, I'm using cell C2, but any empty cell works. Type this formula. Let's have a look at the formula. In this formula, len checks the number of characters in cell B2. If length of the reference cell is 0, then the formula will show needs update. Otherwise, show status available. Hit enter and pull down to autofill. This method quickly highlights the blank cells based on their content length. Next, let's check the fourth method. In fourth method, we will identify non-blank cells by combining not function with isBlank function, where not blank reverses a logical value. For example, if a value is false, not blank reverses it to true, and the other way around. To apply them, first, in a helper cell of your choice, in this case C2, type this formula. Let me explain the formula. First, isBlank checks if cell B2 is empty, then not function reverses the value of isBlank. If B2 is not blank, show available, otherwise leave it empty. Press enter and drag it down to autofill. Now your sheet only shows available where the data exists, keeping things neat and tidy. Let's head to the fifth method. Fifth method is a combination of 3 functions. We will check if multiple cells are blank in a row by using AND ISBLANK and IF functions, where AND returns true if all conditions are true. Let's dive in. In any empty cell, I'll go for cell C2, type this formula. Let me break down this formula. In the first argument of if formula, ISBLANK checks cell A2 and B2. The AND function returns true if the return values of ISBLANKs are same, otherwise returns false. So, if AND function returns true in the first argument of if function, then show missing info, otherwise show data present. Hit enter and pull down the autofill handle to fill the rest. The data now clearly flags rows missing both pieces of information in a single row. On to the final method. In sixth method, we will count all blank cells in a range at once by using COUNTBLANK function, which counts the number of blank cells in a range. Let's give it a try. In a helper cell of your choice, in this case I'll choose cell E4. Type this formula equals COUNTBLANK. For the range argument, select the range. In this case, I'll select from cell A2 to B12. Close the bracket. Press enter, and your total number of blank cells will appear. Ideal for quick summaries. And that's a wrap. 6 different ways to check if cells are blank in Excel. Download the workbook linked below. Visit excelinsider.com for more Excel and Google Sheet tutorials. Feel free to comment your questions and feedback. Thanks for watching. See you next time.